Hi, I'm Mike Miller. Hope you're having a great day. Thanks so much for watching The Other Side. I really enjoy doing these shows, getting to talk to musicians that live in this area, that play in this area. My guest today is an excellent singer, songwriter, and guitar player. I'm glad to have Vic Abendano here today. Thank you, man, for being here.
Yeah.
So how's this year been going for you?
Pretty good. I just got back down south, so it's nice to be down here. But I'm kind of closer to Louisiana and come back and forth to North Texas area every month or so. I still got a house in the colony, and it's been pretty good.
Yeah.
Get to eat some good barbecue. They don't have that in Pittsburgh, I'll tell you that.
So you ended up going to Pittsburgh to work for a few years?
I did 7 years actually. I worked there in Pittsburgh, and I liked it. It was nice, but you kind of missed the food. Mexican food and barbecue was probably the biggest things I missed.
Yeah, it really snows up there a lot, though.
That's one thing I don't miss, but I do miss the fall and the spring up there. It's really nice.
With the leaves turning colors and things like that.
Yeah, but I don't miss raking leaves.
No, or shoveling snow.
Or shoveling snow, yeah, no. At least here I get a break. All I have to do is mow.
Yeah. Well, it never hurts to go up to the East Coast to work for a while.
Yeah, no, not bad. We still have a house up there, so we go from time to time.
Yeah.
Like once or twice a year was kind of the plan for now.
And you had lived in this area for a number of years before going up there?
Yeah, well, I was originally born in Mexico, and I'd moved to North Texas when I was like 5 or 6.
Yeah.
And I've been here since then.
Really?
For the
Yeah.
most part, yeah.
Yeah.
Up until I graduated college, or my stint in the military, but I didn't count that as living anywhere. I just kind of go all over the place. But for the most part, I'm in Texas.
And you were playing music around here before you went up to Pittsburgh?
Oh yeah, yeah. That's what I was doing originally before I met my wife. I was playing music, and I met her at a show, and for some reason, yeah, we started getting attached, and then you get married, and then all of a sudden, my shows started getting less and less, and my house starts getting a little bit bigger, and then it's like, wait a minute, I think I have to get a real job now. So.
Did you play some music up in the Pittsburgh area too?
I did. The first year when I got there, though, I was like kind of working, trying to get my or my feet on the ground, and then I'd still play like an open mic once a month, and then after the first year, I started kind of going once a week, and then before I knew it, I had a band, and it just kind of started from there. So I don't golf or hunt, and so I told my wife, I was like, I don't do any of that stuff. I don't play video games, but I like to play, guitar, and I like to write songs. And
that seems a lot more constructive to me.
That's what I said. Like, if you can go out and make $50 a night, or sometimes 100, depending on the night. She was like, that's better than going golfing and spending about 100.
Yeah, yeah.
So she kind of laughed at that, and she's pretty cool with it.
Well, that's good.
Yeah.
Adam Eason, he's someone you've been playing with?
No, Adam Eason, he's one of the guys that comes to the shows, and he does recording.
Oh, he made those videos.
Yeah, right now in Ruston, I have a band called, we were called Ain't Dammit, D-A-M-M-I-T, but the original member had to leave, and so we ended up disbanding. We kind of had an agreement, like if a member left the band, that we would disband the name and start over. But the rest of the guys stuck around, and so we were thinking of a name, and we're kind of a jam, improv, rock, blues type of band. And so we just couldn't think of a name. We were just like, well, we're a jam band, and they're like, Jelly. So it was pretty silly, but we're like, it's so hard to think of a name.
It is.
So we're going like, that's just one word. It's, kind of a pun, I guess. Let's just go with it so we can start playing. Because it was days just going back and forth in a group text.
Really?
Everything from human missile crisis to hamster grass. We were getting tired of it. Like, let's go with Jelly and let's go with it.
And you guys were a trio?
We were a 4-piece band.
4-piece,
and now we are an actual 5-piece band.
Really?
Yeah, we have a keyboard player, and then he duels double duty on bongos.
Oh, really?
Yeah, bongos and keys, and then I play rhythm, sometimes lead and sing, and then we got a lead guitar player and a drummer, and a pretty good bass player now.
And you guys have been doing shows in the Ruston, Louisiana area?
We're doing Ruston, some Shreveport shows.
Shreveport.
I still got some connections in North Texas, and I'll play like Fort Worth.
You did something out by the NASCAR?
Yep, we played at Circle H Ranch.
Circle H Ranch.
Yeah, like I used to do that when I lived here. Twice a year I'd play during the, whenever they have a NASCAR race or whatever, in the RV park. there's a guy that he sets up a stage and everything, and so.
Oh, actually, on those, like out there
Yeah,
at
on those
Texas Motor
campgrounds,
Speedway?
on Texas Motor Speedway, yeah, and so all the people there, I mean, there's miles of RVs and people camping around.
That place is huge.
It's like a little town, man.
Yeah, it
And
is
so
like a
people
city, yeah.
roam around in golf carts, and like almost 10 years ago, and we just played it. And when I moved to Pittsburgh, I'd try to fly down, once a year just to do it because it was such a good time.
Yeah, that's good.
So, yeah, we do that too.
It's good to have some annual things you do.
It is, because you see the same people, and then they look a little older, and then, like you just talk about the year before, and then, you see their kids grow up, and then.
And a year goes by so fast.
It goes quick, man. I never realized. I think I'm about to be 40.
Really?
Yeah, no. I was like, man, where did it? I was trying to think I was going to be 39. And then my wife did the math. She's like, you're not going to be 39. And I almost argued for a second. She was like, you're going to be 40. He was like, you were born in 1978. And I was like, oh, wow. Like, talk about denial. That's the greatest right there. So I found out I was going to be 40 in December. So that was a little bit downer, but it's all right.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that. No. You're still young.
Yeah, yeah. And I had a daughter. She's about to be 2. And so, it's kind of good to have, a little girl. And
oh yeah, have a family.
Yeah, it changes things up a little bit.
Yeah, she might be a musician too.
Oh man, like I don't want to push her on it because I wanted to do it so bad, and I've heard about, pushing kids into certain things. I'm like, okay, I'll just leave it on the ground and see if she touches it. And so she kind of does that a little bit. So we'll see.
Who were some of your influences on guitar as you were growing up?
Like the very first guy that I got into, and I kind of got into guitar, I guess a little late maybe. I've always wanted to play and sing since I was like a kid, but I never could afford a guitar. And my neighbor had a guitar, so he used to let me borrow his electric guitar with no amp. Like I think I was 12, 13 years old, and I just kind of bring it, but it's not as fun, and you can't really hear anything.
Yeah,
and so so I really never did it, but I would try. And so he'd come back and get it, and then I think as soon as I graduated high school, I had a roommate who had a guitar, and so I'd just go in his room all the time and play, and then I'd leave it, and then we'd have parties, and then I'd start playing, and eventually I would always play in the back room because I wanted people to hear me, but I was nervous and didn't want to come out.
Because you weren't getting to practice or anything. Right?
Yeah, and so every now and again, I'd get one person going over there, and I'd play him a song, and I'd be like, oh, that felt pretty good, and then 2 or 3 people would go over, and then eventually there'd be like 4 or 5 people in the back of the room, and eventually they kind of started luring me out into the party, and eventually I started playing in the party. There was more people, and then it kind of went from there.
You really wanted to do it, yeah.
After that, I was like, yeah, when somebody claps for you or says like, hey, that was a good song or a good job, or like I like your voice or anything like that, just kind of it strokes that ego, and then you just I got addicted to it. That's all I can really say. Because after that, I played every single day, and
you got your own guitar.
I got my own guitar. Put it on layaway, and then got it out in like 6 months, and I just went after it pretty hard after that, until I got wrangled up with my wife. But no, she's gonna kill me if she hears me say stuff like that. But it did slow it down. But either way, for the good thing, because I wasn't gonna go out there and get on the road and get signed or nothing. But I kind of do it more like a passion. It's just a fun thing for me to do. I enjoy it a lot.
Well, a lot of musicians have other careers,
Oh yeah, definitely.
And then you can finance anything you want to do.
Exactly. Yeah. Like I remember before I left to go to work for this company I work now. I mean, I had $400 guitar. I mean, me at that time it was really expensive, but that's all I had: one acoustic guitar, and I'd borrowed an electric guitar, or sometimes an amplifier, or I'd go get one at the pawn shop for like $100, a real junky one. And then I got a job, and I bought like 4 or 5 different amps. I got like 13 electric guitars now, and it's just like, it's fun, I'm like, this is kind of what I want to do.
Yeah.
I buy pedals, and then I sell guitars if I don't like it, and so I don't have to really worry about it. So it kind of worked out, I guess.
Well, it's good to experiment with a lot of different guitars and effects.
And I didn't realize that they all had different sounds.
Yeah.
My wife was like, what's the difference between this, Les Paul and this, SG, and then a PRS, and then a Tele? And they're like, well, that one's a Mexican Telecaster. Like, this is an American Telecaster. I can go for all hours and hours, but she's just like, I don't get it. So like, I don't understand why you buy all these guitars, but they do have different sounds.
Oh yeah,
and they feel different. Like
a Strat and a Les Paul have a different sound.
Yeah. And they feel different. The action's different.
Yeah, thicker neck.
Yeah, and so like, so It's fun. Have a good time with the family life, and got my little studio in the back, and I go in there and pretend like I'm somebody, you know.
Have you recorded many of your songs that you've written?
Yeah, I have just acoustic stuff.
Yeah.
I recorded a few songs with the full band and everything, but nothing that I really wanted to release, you know, because it's hard to get what you. I'm just too picky with what I'm doing sometimes.
Yeah.
I'll work on it for a week, and the next thing I know, it's like, it's just terrible. Like, I'm gonna leave it right there and just.
There's something about it you don't quite like.
Yeah,
or
I just
yeah.
go overboard, and then I guess I kind of look at it more like I'm just practicing in there, recording how it's gonna sound one day, and then I'm hoping that one day, you know, I'll just take a song and be able to go and spend a good amount of money at a recording studio with a producer, and
yeah, have a
you know,
producer
try to help me put it how I want. So maybe one day.
Yeah, that's probably the way to get the best out of yourself.
I think so, because like sometimes I think when you're too attached to what you're doing, you kind of get lost with it.
Because you're having to focus on the recording techniques, not just and get your playing
yes, if you can
mood
find,
up and all that.
Right.
You know,
if you can find somebody that's like, you guys have the same musical, you know, I guess, perspective, and they kind of understand you a little bit, and you know, you don't have to worry about the recording aspect of it, the production aspect of it, and all you're doing is just getting directed or coached, or you know, like a corner man or something like that, telling you like, hey man, just put the guitar down, let's go outside for a second, smoke a cigarette, or let's talk for a second and get you back in that headspace. I mean, that stuff makes a difference, I think.
Oh, I'm sure, yeah. That's why some people really, you know, they live a whole life of being a professional producer.
Right, and they make a lot of money. Rick Rubin made a lot of money in his lifetime.
Does he still produce people?
I think so, yeah, for the most part. I mean, he's done a lot of, I think a lot of people, he's still sought after right now.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So.
Mute Lang, I think, did AC/DC, and then a lot of the Nashville stars.
Yeah, yeah, you get a hold of the right guy, and it just brings it out in you, you know? So.
When I watched that Def Leppard movie, did you ever see that?
I did not see it.
That's pretty interesting. It showed
They showed them at in the recording studio?
Yeah, how he worked with them to get the best singing voice out of them and stuff like that, you know.
Right. I saw another interesting documentary about that. Not Def Leppard, though, not to change the subject there, but Red Hot Chili Peppers, when they were making an album. But they actually went to a house, and they weren't allowed to leave the house until they finished their album. I think it was Scar Tissue they were working on, and it was really cool to see them there, and like Rick Rubin was there, and he was just, you know, pulling stuff out of them, and then, but they were there for like I think a month, living in that house, maybe even longer.
I'm sure, to do a whole album.
Just to, you know, grind stuff out.
Yeah.
And then if you know you got something, they tell you, well, I don't know if that's going to work. And they'd sit there and just chisel away at it until they got a good product. And then not even just that, just whenever the performance came out, to get the emotion out of them too. You know, because sometimes technicality can be mistaken for good, and it's like, well, technically it's awesome, but like there's no life in it. So bringing out that passion, that conviction, I think it's pretty important. Sometimes you need somebody to pull fire under your butt, I guess.
Oh yeah.
So.
Well, I appreciate you coming down today.
I'm glad that I was able to make, because I know we talked about that before I moved.
Yeah.
And then I was happy to see that you were still doing it, and so yeah, I thought that would be fun.
Well, I look forward to hearing your music today, and you guys stay tuned to check out Vic playing some music for you. Thanks so much for watching, and have a great day.
Okay, I'm going to start off with this song called Nickels and Dimes. It's a song actually I wrote when I was living in Denton. Didn't have a job at the time, and gotten a lot of tickets that I had to pay for so I can get my license back, and so I was feeling kind of down and broke and just blue, so wrote the song called Nickels and Dimes. Outside sin sipping wine, costs too much to drive. Well, I can't seem to find a job. They tell me every time I'm just not qualified. Soon I'll be in a county jail. All seems just as well. Oh, and with 3 square meals a week, gonna keep me off the streets. I guess I'll fare well. Oh, makes it for hard times. Well, living on a credit line and just the nickels and dimes. Oh, hey there, Mr. President, the Congress or the press. Won't you worry about the folks instead of counting votes? Oh, can't you see we're in distress? You see we're running out of gas. Oh, nothing but empty cans. Oh, and with Billy off to war and Susie home alone and a baby on the way, it makes it for hard times. Oh, living on a credit line and just the nickels and dimes. Well, most of us will struggle just to pay the rent, while few of us are fat and happy with the breaking a sweat. Makes of times, we're living on a credit line and just the nickels and dimes. Breaking a sweat makes it for hard times. Oh, living on a credit line and just the nickels and dimes. Oh, that felt like I was back in Denton again. All right, this next song I'm gonna do, it's a song called Something, and it's called Something because I didn't really know what was going on with me when I wrote it at the time, but I had just gotten out of the military, just gotten back from Iraq, and I was trying to find a place, I guess, in school, because I'd started here at the University of North Texas when I got out, and so I guess I'll just let the song speak for itself. But anyway, it's called Something, and the first lines says, birds got plenty of load in the air tonight. And a bird is a chopper. So that's where the point of reference of the song started. Birds got plenty of load in the air tonight. Bomb steel shed, quake up in my mind. Well, blissful, peaceful pills put me off to sleep, where those surreal premonitions sleep. Something told me I fell into something. Maybe I should hold on to something. Oh, I got to hold on tight. 'Cause there's something going on in here. Feels like something's going on in here. In my heart, the wound won't stop bleeding. A life like that, there's no repeating. Look in front, there's nothing wrong with me, but behind my eyes, oh, I'm sad as a man could be. 'Cause something told me I fell into something. Maybe I should hold on to something. Oh, I've got to hold on. Oh, hold on. I should hold on to something. Oh, you know I've got to hold on real tight. All right, let's see here. I'm gonna play a song that I kind of wrote with a buddy of mine. Or actually, he was playing this rhythm, and I was like, "Hey, what is that rhythm?" And it kind of went like this, kind of like a blues rock thing. And so I kind of stole it, I guess. And I wrote this song called "My Mama Smokes the Rock." It's a fictitious story about, I guess, no matter what's going on in your life, whether you got drug-dependent parents or a brother or sister in jail or whatever, that at some point you got to kind of start to love that life anyway, regardless, because you still got some, I guess, air in your lungs. So see if it still holds up. Well, my mama, you know, loves to smoke the rock, and my papa beats her all the time. Oh, I got a brother, you know, been locked up for years. A baby sister who addicted to the pills. But still I try to cope, don't you know? Try to pray. But that's my life, and don't you know? I love it anyway now. Got to love it anyway, don't you know? Every single day now. Oh, I got this homie. People call him a thief, but he ain't never stolen anything from me. No. Oh, I'm no good boy, not bad, but I'm in between. You come take what I got, show you just what I mean. Oh, I try to call, don't you know? Try to pray, but that's my life, so I love it anyway now. Love it anyway, baby. Every single day now. Love it anyway. Love it anyway. Love it anyway. Every single day, yeah, yeah. Oh, I got this lady. She smiles and laughs a lot. She holds me gently, tell me everything gonna be alright. Oh, she no good girl. She give me just what I like. Just a little bit of color in this black and white life. And still, I try to cope, don't you know? And I try to pray. That's my life. I love her anyway. Love her anyway, don't you know? Every single day now. Love it anyway, baby. Love it anyway, child. Love it anyway. Every single day you gotta love it anyway now. Love it anyway. Love it anyway now. Every single day, yeah, yeah. It's been a while since I've done that song. But this next song here is called Everybody. I wrote this song after, I guess the older you get, you start to lose friends and family and stuff. And so I started thinking about, I guess, existence and death and such. And so it's going to happen to everybody. So this is pretty much what the song's about. It's called Everybody. Someday gonna have to go, 'cause nothing lasts forever. No, no, oh no, no. Everyone someday they're gonna have to go home. Everyone someday they're gonna have to go home. Take the ones that you love, hold them close. 'cause that day's gonna come when one of us will have to go. Well, the right thing always has to be done. People always try to get around, quickly get fixed, instant happiness. It don't matter who or what the cost. We're all riding in an elevator. Eventual people be stepping on empty hands upon arrival. Empty they'll be the moment that you go. Everyone someday they're gonna have to go home. Everyone someday they're gonna have to go. So take the ones that you love and then you hold them close. 'Cause that day gonna come when one of you will have to go. Where you made yourself $1 million, pat your own back, save every dime. It makes no sense the way that you bargain. No negotiating on a bottom line. There is no guarantee, just nature. Everything got a time and place to be. Empty hands upon arrival. Empty they'll be the moment that you leave. For everybody gonna have to go. Oh, everybody someday they're gonna have to go. 'Cause nothing lasts forever. No, no, oh, no, no. Stay around and talk a while before you go. Come tell us of all those things that you have come to know. We'll pass it forward to the arriving ones. Prepare us for that incessant end to come. And don't lean on time to push it forward. Everyone crossing that finish line. If the time comes, fight for your survival. Surrender and only in sacrifice. It all goes down the greatest circle, over and over, turning into one. The end is only the beginning. No need to be afraid of what's to come. Everybody are gonna have to go. Oh, everybody someday they're gonna have to go. 'Cause nothing lasts forever. No, no. I thank you guys very much.
And they tell me, follow your dreams. And they say, do what you want, and money will come.